Hi, my beautiful, brilliant Pisces. I pulled two cards for you. I read about you, about your sign today. I'll put a name for the astrology book I was reading from because it was quite interesting. I have something I want to show you. There's a lot going on here already. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of creativity for you at this time and in this reading, I feel especially. So let me show you the cards that I got. The first one is Skywriting with the Fates. And this card asks you to approach life in a non-judgmental manner, meaning that the obstacles, the perceived obstacles you come up against, try to not judge them as obstacles and instead look at everything as an opportunity. This card also talks about there being a huge opportunity coming up for you or already presented to you, one that is adventurous and creative in nature. The funny thing is, the last line in this book about this card, Skywriting, the Fates, it says, jump with both, what is it? I'm going to say it wrong here. You must jump into the adventure with both feet and do your part. I was just reading, you rule the feet, Pisces. I was just reading how strange that is because you're a fish, right? And it's strange to have feet on a fish. But that's important because you can feel ungrounded at times because there's so much, Pisces. There's so much. You have a vast amount of knowledge. Here, I want to show you this thing here. Let's see. So it's important for you to ground yourself because of how much you know. You're at the end of the zodiac. So you've collected all of, archetypically, you've collected all of the knowledge of all the zodiac signs, all of the lessons. When we think about even the Hanged Man, his feet aren't on the ground, right? And that's one of your cards. And so it's like you can feel pretty ungrounded knowing how much information you know. And again, this came up in another reading I did. I think it was for the collective, but it's like, what are you going to do with all this knowledge you have? And I already recorded your reading and, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's the one I want to put out. But there was something in it about compartmentalizing and the need to kind of make things smaller, bite things off in smaller chunks when you feel the great expanse of your Neptunian energies, which is such a gift to be at the end of the zodiac. I feel intuitively, and it just makes sense that as souls reincarnated here as the last zodiac, you've most likely had many lifetimes, you've learned many karmic lessons, and you're kind of more evolved than the rest of us in a sense, right? I mean, of course, everything depends on the birth chart, but you have access to the lessons of all of the zodiacs, right? Okay, see, I'm already lost in Neptune myself, probably because I don't have Pisces. I don't have any personal planets in Pisces. So bear with me as the Taurus goes swimming here, okay, as the bull goes into the ocean. But so what I learned here is this is your symbol, right? So I learned that this fish here, this side of the fish, represents human consciousness. It's the arc of human consciousness, of all the knowledge, all the wisdom. It's also individual consciousness. And it's being able to see the expanse, right? Like a whole range. It's like a rainbow there. Then the other fish or the other arc represents universal consciousness, right? And then we have a band or a line connecting the two. So you can travel between human consciousness and universal cosmic consciousness. You can go back and forth. And in fact, you can't really experience one without the other. They're infinitely, I'm hearing, tied together for you. How cool is that? And then the author was saying that this line here represents the earth. I'm not so sure I agree with that. I mean, just intuitively, I'm not so sure I agree with that. I like to see it, if it is earth, then it makes sense in terms of having it as a grounding force to ground those energies together. But I like to see it more as an energetic pathway between these two arcs of consciousness, human consciousness and universal consciousness. Okay, so that I wanted to show you that because that's how freaking cool is that? Did you know that already? Let me know if you've read about that anywhere. Now, the second card that you got is Lost in Space. And this card, I think is so appropriate for this reading and what I'm thinking about already in terms of you and your archetype. And I will say that this reading, Pisces, is heavily influenced by my energy right now in terms of working with your archetype all day, really. But I still feel like that's a connection that we have together. And so if this is resonating, you know, I mean, that's cool. I'll just leave it at that. So let's see. Jupiter's at 29 degrees of Pisces. So things are... could feel more intense than usual. They could also feel bigger, more expansive than perhaps you're comfortable with, let alone the rest of us. So yeah, this card is saying to do things in containers, into 24-hour compartments, which is so interesting to me because your other reading was talking about compartmentalizing a past soulmate connection. You know, it's not cutting that energy. I just put the paper away, but that band, it's not cutting that. It's not cutting the cord. It's like putting it away, you know, knowing how to compartmentalize that energy so that it doesn't take up your whole force field and become some kind of, in that reading, I was hearing an artificial light source, that past soulmate connection, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be romantic, but there's something there that you're letting go of, you're releasing, and Spirit was saying that you just need to put it away. And now here in this one, there's also a message here about compartmentalizing your feelings or like energies. You really try, I guess it's kind of in a Virgo way, which is the opposite to you. So it's kind of organizing these life lessons of the zodiac, really, that you've experienced into something that is maybe, I'm seeing it like a palette of paint. It's like each paint has its little dish that it sits in. It's like organized, right? And the primary colors, the different hues and shades and tones. And it's like, so when you're painting, you know, like by muscle memory. Wow, interesting. Where is Mercury? Oh yeah, Mercury's in retrograde today. That's right. Yeah, so it's like going into the paint palette and knowing by muscle memory what you want to dip into because you have it all organized already, all compartmentalized already. So there's something in that here that will allow you to create more and create freely and create without thinking and just kind of do your thing. Yeah, it's really cool, that image that I'm getting. So let's get into your cards. What cards do I want to use? We're already 9 minutes in, but I don't know. I hope that was useful. Your other reading, maybe I'll post it. I don't know. Your other reading had a warning, I guess I'll just reiterate it, about looking into the details of some contract, whether that's a relationship or a work thing. But the concern was that you make sure everything fits the criteria for you. And don't get swept up by someone else's excitable energy. You know, someone else could feel excited and you're kind of taking that in as your own excitement, but you know it's not. So you're starting to ask yourself, well, why am I not excited about this? But they are. There's some manipulation going on there. So this could just be for some of you. If someone's coming off like really excited and you're not feeling that way, I don't know. There's something strange there. So you have to take your time with something. It's like almost like I hate this, like a fake optimism, like a really surface level, which you are obviously not, but you know those people, like, I don't know. Don't be judgmental was the first card. All right. But it's like, you know, they're always kind of just happy and nothing ever bothers them. And it's like, no. There's something wrong with that, okay? They're like, the drawbacks, the setbacks need to be discussed and out and in the open as well, not glossed over. And if we're talking about a love connection, then there needs to be a solid foundation laid. Do you share the same values, you know? What is your idea of family the same? You know, how does this person treat their family? Yeah. What's their relationship to money? What about their daily routines, their diet, things like that, you know? It's like a Virgo. You swing into the Virgo energy a little bit to lay the foundation is what I'm getting. But then after that, after everything's been kind of organized and you can kind of get lost in space in a good way, like you like to, and you can swim, you know, fins first into this new opportunity. Okay, Spirit, jeez. I'm hearing save me, Pisces. Maybe that's my subconscious. Okay, let's see. I'm hearing a lifeguard. It's interesting. Wow. Whoa. What is going on here? What? Pisces. Six of Cups at the bottom. This was like prominent in your other reading. This is, yeah, this conflict here with the past soulmate is what you're releasing. It's what you're putting away. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. Okay, in an 8 card spread. Well, it's actually 6 cards, but we have extras here. So let's see what's going on here. Energy that surrounds you at this time. 2 of Swords. I saw that before. There's something here that you're sitting on. Hopefully it has a cushion. It's not this hard as this rock, but there is, and maybe that's a message there, you know, be comfortable while you're taking your time to make a decision here. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable. You shouldn't feel rushed, okay? Decisions can be difficult, but they don't have to, I'm hearing, be torturous. For me, personally, anytime someone rushes me, that's a huge red flag for me, okay? Because when you're rushing something, you're refusing to sit with feelings or sit with, you know, the options. You're really just avoiding something. It's like trying to dodge something, you know, trying to push the energy faster than it needs to go or faster than it should go. And I'm feeling like someone's rushing you here, Pisces, and it's something about their excitability. And even this whole, I'm hearing presentation. Okay, even this whole reading, maybe it is like a sloppy presentation of some sort. The energies, I feel like you're dealing with someone else who's judgmental as well. My eyes twitching there. Interesting. Okay, so the overall energy, well, you're kind of at a stalemate with yourself. You know something needs to be done, something, it's time to create something. It's time to move deeper into your consciousness, I'm hearing, into what it is that you want to do here. You may feel like there's a lot of obstacles in your way, but remember what the sky writing, the Fates card, said about looking at everything as part of your path, part of your fate, as an opportunity. And yeah, we have free will, and our free will includes the way we perceive things. You know, we get to decide how we want to perceive an opportunity or a situation that we're involved in. Okay, a shift in your life that's happening right now. We have justice. Well, karmic balance, okay? But also could be something legal, could be something about a contract here. But I'm seeing, like, Pisces, look at this. Can you see this? Like, that's intense. That is super intense there. Let me just... that is super intense. Okay, so you have justice going to death, to the devil, to the tower, to the Hierophant, to the high priestess. So here is a karmic cycle coming in for you. And every cycle that we go into and that we go through is a karmic cycle. There, you know, everything is karma, basically. It's energy, right? And I'm hearing from source. Okay. So here's what's happening. And you know you're on the precipice, I feel like, of this new cycle. And it does look intense. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks super intense here. Something that's ending right now for you is death. Is the transformation period that you've been in. I feel like this has been going on for some time, maybe even a year or so. I'm hearing 8 months for some of you, but it has been a transformative process. And that is over now, like completely finished. You have learned something, and it's like the lesson has been completed is what I'm feeling. Something in your life that's going to be illuminated or begin, the devil. Don't worry. I feel like this is that, I'm hearing sky bridge. Interesting. This is that line connecting human consciousness to universal consciousness. You know, this is the earthly plane, right? I feel like you're going to understand how I'm hearing how some souls cannot travel that distance and where they get caught, how they get caught. Let me clarify the devil a little bit more for what's beginning. What's beginning here? The Fool in reverse with the Eight of Swords. What's the larger purpose of this? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Not gonna lie here, but this looks like something difficult coming up. It looks like well, it doesn't have to be difficult in a crisis way. But what it looks like to me is you finished a transformation with something, and now it's like you're on a different plane, you have a different frequency, you understand something in a different way, and now you're like, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to go back to something in your life, to someone, to something, I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe it hasn't come up yet for you. And you're like, and I'm going to, set something straight, set the record straight, or I'm going to retrieve something I'm hearing. It could even be a part of yourself. There's something here that you feel like you need to teach someone. But really what's going on here is in the shadow space, it's like you feel like you still need to learn something. There's a lesson that hasn't been completed, even though it has. So why is this happening, Spirit? Knight of Pentacles. Because you're invested in this. You're invested in this energy, whatever this energy is and means to you. Yeah, it's like you've manifested something, or something's been set in motion here. And it's feeling difficult to walk away from it with strength. You're invested in something. It could be a thought form even. You know, it doesn't have to be a person you're returning to, which is, you know, typically what we think of. Maybe it is, but it's like you're going back into something that you know causes or you know caused anxiety or causes anxiety, to teach someone a lesson, including yourself. This is strange, I have to say. Okay, so a change that lies ahead for you, the Tower. Well, whatever it is that you want to happen here, it looks like it's going to happen 10 times over. Tell me more about the Tower here. I was also reading about how Pisces can be their own undoing, you know? And I'm kind of seeing that here. And this doesn't mean this is absolutely going to happen, right? This is a story that Spirit is giving us, a message, a presentation that Spirit is giving us to reflect on, to review, to consider, to think about. How is this manifesting in my life? Is it resonating? Is it not resonating? Why? You know, it's like getting you to think about this. It's not saying like, oh, you're going to meet the devil and have a tower situation. That's just not what tarot does, right? So don't feel like disempowered here. There's something about taking control here of your power, your authority. While also releasing at the same time. I see you going really forcefully towards something. This tower is of your creation. Whatever this is. Maybe you're calling someone out. You're revealing, exposing. I don't know what it is, right? But it's like, it's your making. Definitely with the Emperor here and the Chariot. It's like you are like running into this full steam ahead. But it's almost to knock off your own crown, so that you can find real happiness, personal happiness, not one that is interrelated and codependent. And I don't mean that in like a, I don't know, like a less than way. I mean codependent in like just depending on someone else for your happiness. That's just all I mean by that. Which we all do from time to time, right? Okay. Something you can manifest during this time, the Hierophant. Well, here's Taurus energy. Grounding, really important. How do you ground your intuition? Right? Like, as a Taurus stellium in the 8th house, I typically like to read, investigate, get my hands on things like material things, like study. I like to do a lot of studying for a long time. And then as I'm reading or studying, that's when my intuition starts picking up, and it's like things jump off the pages to me, or like, you know, I review things and my subconscious comes out. But I feel like that doesn't work for you in that way, probably because you're more advanced, right? So it's almost like you need to do it in the opposite way. Take the things that you're getting, you're downloading, your intuition, all the knowledge you have, the psychic abilities, the powers, and then try to ground it in something. Has this been written about? Where has it been written about? Where can you put this? And it's not like trying to find validation or anything. It's just like giving you an anchor point. You know, it's something you can anchor it to, so you don't feel so lost, and I'm hearing, and alone for some of you. It's like with this card, Lost in Space, Needing Direction. It's like, well, there's a map here. There is a map available for you. You just need to go get it. And I mean something like tangible here. Maybe you want to read some esoteric texts. and to see how your psychic knowledge either contradicts, conflicts, challenges, or maybe aligns with things that other people have said. I feel like that would help you here with the High Priestess to really connect to others, or understand how you can connect to others who don't operate on the same psychic wavelength, that do things a little bit different. You know, it would allow you to understand where they're at, you know. I guess in a way this is compartmentalizing your intuition into different knowledge sources. But this will bring you happiness here with other people who are just as intuitive as you. It's like meeting your psychic tribe. I was going to say soul tribe, but I feel like it's your psychic tribe here. Yeah, something about grounding, definitely. Connecting, like in a real, like, pen to paper type of way. And that came out in your other reading too. All right, Pisces, I don't think I can handle an extended, so I'm going to leave it here for you. I hope you got something out of that. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.